Hi there, this is another video for Mr. Longstaff's YouTube channel, Brent Longstaff Music. This one is going to be focused mostly on students from Carolyn Robbins in Fairhaven, mostly grade 6 students, and that's because today we're going to be using the Red Standard of Excellence book that we use in band class, and we're going to be focusing on some songs and exercises that we had practiced just before everything changed there several weeks ago and school was closed. So, I hope that you're doing well. I hope that you have the opportunity to play along with me, I should say. By the way, this is especially for students at Fairhaven who I know are waiting for their instruments. I think that within the next week I'll have information for you about how you can get those things. So watch your Google Classrooms, watch your email inboxes. There will be information coming to you hopefully quite soon. So today we're going to do 4 tunes from the Red Standard of Excellence book. We're going to be on page 16 and 17 today. I thought that we'd start with 68, which is the warm-up. If you remember, in class, what I often did is I often had the brass players buzz this warm-up on their mouthpiece and the woodwinds and percussion section to play along. I'm going to play number 68. We're in common or 4/4 time. It says forte at the beginning of this, so we'll play with a nice strong sound. And when I count you in, since we're in common or 4/4 time, I'll count you in 4. What a crazy thought. Today I'm using my big C tuba. You can probably all see Rusty sitting back there. I will use Rusty in an upcoming video. He's very patient. He's a tuba. Of course he's patient. So here is number 68 on page 17, Standard of Excellence. Hope you enjoy it. Hope you listen and then play along, the warm-up. 1, 2, 3. So there's number 68. That is, well, and heck, it's called warm-up, so it's a good one to play first. That you can play that a couple of times until you feel sort of the blood flowing and things starting to work for you, and then you can move on to play other stuff. The next one I'm going to play for you, and hopefully you'll play along with me, is number 63, B-I-N-G-O. Now, this one has a pickup note, and we all hopefully remember how pickup notes work. A pickup note is one beat or one note before the first full measure of a piece of music. We're in 4/4 time, and since we're in 4/4 time, what's going to happen is we're going to breathe in on beat 3 and start playing on beat 4 because it's a pickup note. There's no dynamic or volume marked. I'm going to play this one at about mezzo forte. There's also no speed or tempo indicated. I'm going to play this one at a medium sort of tempo. There is a rest in a certain spot that we have talked about many times in class. Hopefully you'll pay attention to those rests and that one rest in particular. Hopefully I will also pay attention to that one rest in particular. You can hear my phone binging in the background. I'll ignore it. I hope you do too. So here's number 63 on page 16 of Standard of Excellence, B-I-N-G-O, or Bingo. That was his name-o. Here we go. 1, 2, 1, 2. Did you catch the rest? Did you play the rest? I hope so. So that's number 63, bingo. The next one that I'd like to play along, to play for you, and then you can play along with me, is number 66, also on page 16. This is the scale skill. We played this one several times. It's really important to pay attention to the slurs in this one, and also the key signature. That's the number of flats or sharps at the beginning of the song. You'll notice if you play the flute or the trombone or the baritone, you have 3 flats. You'll notice that if you play the trumpet or the clarinet or the tenor sax, there is 1 flat. You'll notice that if you're an alto saxophonist, no flats. So here is number 66, the scale skill. We'll take this one medium tempo, medium volume. No pickup notes, but slurs. 1, 2, 3. All right. There's the scale skill. The last one we're going to do today is number 71. Brother Martin. This is the 3-part round that we have practiced a few times in class. Now, let's just talk about rounds for a few moments. First thing I want to say is when you have a round, you always go from the first note to the last note. You don't start in the middle or stop in the middle or anything like that. It's always first note to last note. In this case, it is a 3-part round. So, first part, second part, third part. Now, we don't have to play it as a round. And unless you're at home with a sibling who also plays a band instrument, if you are, then you could actually do this as a 3-part round. Otherwise, we'll just have to stick with a 2-part round. But I'll still show you first part, second part, and third part. We're in 3/4 time. We have fortes and pianos. And remember, forte doesn't mean blasting as loud as possible, and piano doesn't mean so quiet you can barely be heard. Forte just means strong. If you had a volume control on your instrument, forte would be about 6.5 out of 10, maybe 7. And if you had a volume control on your instrument, piano would be 3.5, 3 out of 10. So this is Brother Martin. We're in 3/4 time, so when I count it in, I'll count it in 3, I think. Here we go. So, part 1, part 2, part 3. And you can just play along with me at the same time if you want to as well. That's just fine. Here's Brother Martin. I'll give you 2 measures. So 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. There we go, and that's about where part 3 should end. Okay, so I hope that you use these tunes that I played for you as something to listen to. If you don't have your instruments, as I said earlier on the video, we're working on a way to solve that as quickly as possible. If you have your instruments, I hope that you listen to them. I hope that you play along at the same time. I hope that you play on your own. And also, please, feel free, and I've said this to you before in class, jump around. You do not have to stay with the exercises that I've played for you just here in these videos, or the exercises that we've looked at in class. You are welcome to go way back to the beginning of your book and play some of the super easy stuff, or keep moving ahead and play things that are more challenging. If you are trying something more challenging and you find that you're getting stuck, well, take a break and come back to it later maybe. If coming back to it later still doesn't help and you're still stuck and you're starting to feel frustrated, well, all of you have my email address, and you can contact me. And one of the things you can do when you contact me is you can either say, Mr. Longstaff, I need help on this one thing. Can you answer this question? I'd love to answer a question for you, of course. But the other thing you can do is you can request a Zoom meeting, everybody. I've already had a couple of requests, and I'll be doing a couple of Zoom lessons. And so, if you want a Zoom meeting, well, we can play some music together. You can play some music for me. I can play some music for you. If you just want a Zoom meeting where you want to just hang out and talk for a little bit, that would be great too. I'd love to do that. So if you'd like to have a Zoom meeting or a Zoom lesson, just send me an email. I'll contact you back. We'll set up a time and we'll Zoom together, okay? I'll end this video the way I've ended all of my videos on this channel so far, by saying that I miss you. And I hope that you're keeping safe, and I hope that you're well. Stay healthy. Take care. I'll see you again soon.